Okay, the next category of my settings for privacy in general is about moderation. Moderation means approval. If you are going to moderate comments left on your blog or comments left on your profile, it means you will read them first before they are automatically published to the page the comment was left on. If you want to moderate comments, then you need to know that you'll be slowing down the dialogue or conversation that can take place when people start to leave comments. Since the comments won't appear until you approve them, that means that until you get to the actual task of approving them, the conversation will not unfold. All right, so under moderation, comments on my blog, photos, and videos can be added by, you can say anyone here because in this instance, and it's probably the only one of the only instances on our site where anyone means just the people who can sign in. So in that universe of sign in privileges, church members would be able to comment on your blog, photos, and videos. Okay? Now, next choice. When someone adds a comment on my blog, publish it immediately or wait for my approval. This is what I was talking about just a few minutes ago. All right, the next choice. When someone adds a comment on my profile, again, publish it immediately or wait for my approval. All right, the last category in setting privacy controls is called latest activity. Let's take a look at this. Now, add a new item. Publish an item in the latest activity when I. Well, first of all, what's the latest activity? That is the box on the home page that shows what everybody online in the church is doing at a given time. We'll take a look at that again in a minute to refresh your memory. But in this instance, what does add new items mean? Well, in this case, it means photos and videos. So when I upload a photo or a video, my name will appear on the front page as having uploaded the photo or video, and it'll show a thumbnail of that item. So if you do not want that to automatically appear as published on the front page, then you want to deselect this. For the most part, if you're actively participating in the online church, you want this to be checked because we all want to know what each other's writing about. We want to have the chance to comment and provide feedback. We're interested in each other's lives, and this is a very simple way to know when the beloved community members are sharing aspects of their lives and their beliefs online. Okay, so publish an item in latest activity when I add new comments. We recommend you leave this checked as well because it's nice to see the comments on the home page. It's a convenience for those who are coming in to take a quick look to see if anybody has added comments to discussions that they're following. The same can be said about adding new blog posts. You want people in general to know when you've written a blog. Now, this last one, update my status. Well, as many of you know, the page that we all get, the profile page, also known as my page, has an area at the top that is the status, and you can click it and easily update it, and then you save it. And when you do, what you write there will actually appear on the front page of the site. And that is a convenience for you as well because no one is really going to go to your profile page on a regular basis. So this makes it easy for you to broadcast to folks what's going on in your life that day, or if you have a link that you want to share with everybody, if you want to remind people of calendar events, you can do that from your status line. So let's now go down to the latest activity box, and now you can begin to see what I've been talking about. We looked at Natty Averett's comment on Reverend Carlton's blog post. Natty obviously has set her controls so that when she comments, that becomes news within the latest activity feed. So Reverend Carlton, of course, made it so that his blog posts become immediately known in the latest activity box. So did David McTaggart. Molly Jewell also set her controls so that if she does something, it becomes noticeable here in latest activity. Now here's Joe Adcock's entry, and this is a great example of an update to the status line on his profile page. It says, "The noise I hear when body surfing a wave, gurgly rumbling," and then he goes on to talk about this. And these are the exact words that appear on Joe's status line in his profile page. So we're going to click on his name. You could also click on his photograph. And lo and behold, there's his status line, and it's got the exact same words that we just saw on the main page. Let's go back to my settings. So I'm over here on the right top portion of the page. And let's just review. We're going to go into the privacy area. Now, when you make these choices, you must click the Save button at the bottom of the page, which is right here after the latest activity choice. I did not click Save, so my choices weren't saved. Remember, I recommended that we only have profile pages, also known as My Page, viewable by members only, so I've just reset that. I want my blog and photos and so forth to appear to anyone. Events doesn't matter. I don't care about the blogs because I just don't. I'm leaving it alone. Anyone can leave comments on my blog. I want them to publish it immediately. I want to have the comments to my profile page published immediately, and I'm okay with all this. So now I'm going to save. So when you save in the site, you typically get a confirmation message towards the top of the page. You want to look for this because then you know you have successfully saved your work. Throughout the entire site, you want to make sure that you click the button that indicates that what you just did will be saved, and 9 times out of 10 you will get this little message at the top of that particular page that says your work has been saved. Okay, now as you recall, you can set the privacy controls on blogs that you write every time you write a blog, and that individual case-by-case basis will trump the default setting. So where do you do that? Well, here's where you enter the blog, and we will make blogs the subject of a separate tutorial. So we won't go into the actual writing and setting up of most of the blog, but we will take a look at controls that are at the bottom. So by default, it says everyone. By default, it says everyone because my default settings say that everyone can do this. My default settings also say everyone can comment on the post. Now, remember, everyone means only the universe of individuals who can sign into this site. In this one instance, that's what everyone means. Okay, but I can change it on a case-by-case basis, and it would trump what my default settings are. Let's say you wrote the blog, you saved it as a draft. You also at that time saved these settings. Make sure that when it's time to actually publish the post, that the settings you've chosen for this particular blog are marked correctly, and then go ahead and click the Publish Post button. So that's how you set privacy controls and access controls on a case-by-cases for blogs, and it looks the exact same way for photos and videos. Also, if you go to start a group on this site, and groups will be the subject of a tutorial later in this series, you also see a section for privacy. It says, choose who can join this group. Privacy can't be changed after the group is created. This is the only time in the entire site where when you choose something to be private, you cannot go back and change it. In your My Settings page, if you make certain things private and restricted, you can always go back and change it there. But that's not the case with groups. So if you make a group and you accidentally assign it to be private, you will have to go and delete that group and start anew and create a group that anyone can get into. Okay? If you set up a private group, individuals You can invite individuals to join that group, and that's how they get in, or you tell individuals to go to the group's page and they click the link join a group, join this group, and they click the link join this group, and then you will approve them. The next time you sign in, you will see that there's a message on the home page that appears that tells you you have members to approve. That's it. That's basically what's private and public. In the various tutorials and the rest of the series, there is more discussion on a case-by-case basis and tool-by-tool scenario on how to use the privacy and access controls. Feel free to watch this video another time to help you understand how to control your privacy. Thank you. Bye.